a car manufacturer which started off making cars for the rough climate and terrain of Sweden to making some of the safest cars and trucks we have today. The company which gave us the 3-point seatbelt, the rear-facing child seat, and much more. This is the story of Volvo. Back in 1927, the first ever Volvo car, the Volvo OV4, rolled off the production line. The original OV4 was a cabriolet, and because it was a cabriolet, it didn't sell very well. A big reason for that being the harsh climate in Sweden. They soon updated the OV4 and covered it up, and they made it a sedan. The sedan would be called the PV4. Between 1927 and 1929, a total of 996 cars were manufactured. From the 996 sales, 694 were the PV4 and the 302 were the OV4. Cars weren't the only thing Volvo made. Not so long after the OV4 was released, Volvo made their first ever truck. The truck was called the LV Series 1 or the LV4. We will talk about Volvo's trucks later. Now sometime later, Second World War started. Just like most car manufacturers at the time, Volvo also participated in the war to help its home nation. Volvo supplied Sweden with off-road vehicles and tanks. One of the off-road vehicles was the Terra. You know what? I'm not even gonna attempt to say it. You all can just read it from the screen. Volvo also helped make a tank. The tank was called the Stridsvagn M42. The tank was made in collaboration with AB Landsverk. In 1947, the PV444 was released. It is arguably one of the most important cars in Volvo's history. The car was well received by the people of Sweden for many reasons. The car was smaller in size due to the shortage of materials because of the ongoing World War. This also meant that the car was lighter and gave better fuel economy. The car was built to be rugged and survive the harsh climate of Sweden. The car had also started being exported to different countries, America being one of them. At the start, the sales in America were limited to Texas and California. In 1958, the Volvo PV544 was released. Most of the design for the vehicle was similar to the PV444, but it still had some differences. Most of them being on the inside. On the outside though, the windshield was changed from the 2-panel window design to a one-piece curved windshield. The car also got bigger taillights. The car got a ribbon-style speedometer. It got an upgraded 4-speed transmission compared to the PV444's 3-speed manual transmission. The back seats were widened to make place for 3 people to sit. Just a year later though, Nils Bohlen, an engineer at Volvo, came up with the design for the 3-point seatbelt. Yes, the same seatbelt which is present in every car today. It was one of the biggest inventions in automotive history as it made the passenger much more safer in the time of an accident. It prevented the driver and passenger from being thrown forward into the windshield. At first, the 3-point seatbelt was only featured in Volvo-made vehicles, but it was soon allowed to be used by anyone in their vehicles. The 3-point seatbelt has now become an essential part of safety in every vehicle. The PV544 got a 3-point seatbelt and it became the safest car of that time. The 3-point seatbelt wasn't the only invention that Volvo gave to the world. In 1972, they also made rear-facing child seats. These quickly became an essential purchase for families with kids. In 1974, the Volvo 240 was revealed to the world. The car was quickly given the title of being the safest car in the world. It is also considered the most durable car and one of the greatest cars Volvo has ever made. Soon after, in 1978, Volvo invented the booster cushions for kids to be able to use the seatbelts properly. Volvo strives to give its customers quality and safety, which can be seen in a lot of reviews for their cars. Not only that, but a lot of newer Volvo cars come with a lot of luxury features as well. Since we are on the topic of newer Volvo cars, let's talk about how and what Volvo is doing in the 21st century. Volvo's main goal is to make its lineup completely made up of electric and hybrid cars by the year 2030. Volvo already has some fully electric cars like the C40 Recharge, the EX30 and the EX40, while most of its lineup is already hybrid cars. If Volvo's history has taught us anything, then it's that Volvo isn't a selfish company which just wants to sell its customers top shit cars for maximum profit, while ruining the environment. Volvo is actively trying to reduce their CO2 footprint. A lot of their plants already use 100% clean energy. Volvo is also trying to achieve climate neutrality by 2040. Volvo has even went as far as to making the dealerships more resourceful and energy efficient. For example, in India, Volvo is going for a green dealership initiative. You can watch this video by Volvo which goes more in depth of what their plans for India are. But to give you guys a quick summary, their dealerships will have a massive installment of solar panels to power their dealerships. They are also building their dealerships in a way which allows natural light to illuminate the dealerships, which in turn reduces the amount of electricity used. They also recycle the wastewater and purify it to be reusable. They also have rainwater harvesting systems in place, and the dealerships also use reusable plastics for things like water bottles. One thing which we are here to talk about is trucks. Like I mentioned before, Volvo started making trucks quite early into the company's life, and they have come a long way from those times, and so did their trucks. Not only are the trucks super capable for doing things trucks are made for, but they're also made with the safety of the pedestrian in mind. Just like the many revolutionary inventions for their cars, Volvo is also making big moves with their trucks. Volvo has been the role model for safety even with their trucks. Their trucks have some of the most advanced safety systems, like the CWEV, which stands for Collision Warning with Emergency Brake, the Side Collision Avoidance Support, the Front Short Range Assist, Door Opening Warning, Tire Pressure Monitoring Systems, Adaptive Cruise Control, and much more. Volvo doesn't just aim to make safer vehicles, but they also reduce the amount of accidents that happen. Volvo is definitely a role model when it comes to safety and customer satisfaction. In 2023, Volvo reported a record-breaking year of sales with 708,716 cars sold globally, which is a 15% increase from 2022. Volvo seems to be growing more and more every year, and with the goals a company like Volvo has, it's nice to see them growing more and more, and we hope more companies care for the nature like they do and aim towards a more greener future. Not a pure electric one, of course.